The post office is trying to hide the fact that they've been taken over by criminals who are committing a crime. I'm deaf. I don't have access to the kind of help that Barack Obama has. I can't call the Saudi Arabians, Ta-Nehisi Coates, or Cornel West and have them organize the unions with a cover up story. Basically, they all agreed to despise personal injury claims by someone who they tortured, and they threw in the fact that I'm white. Barack Obama is a pirate of sorts who sees the corruption in the American government through the nepotism system of the Bush family and how that was a replacement of the Kennedy nepotism. As a result of this, he sees me, who never aspired to government office, as inherently a symbol of the presidency because I'm from the same ship as Bush in the Navy. My father was an admirable philosophy of public education, affirmative of black advancement. So they asked Obama to do them a favor and get rid of me, and here's how he did it. He said that we're going to have a Trump style, and Trump is the ultimate beneficiary, mind you. He's in office now. We're going to have a Trump style squabble over personal injury. We're going to take people who have AIDS and pit their claim of grievance through Medicaid equity, competition, and rivalry, and pit it against the torture and mutilation of a white boy. And the Israelis were behind it conspicuously, and Obama and Clinton covered up for them. In order to see how this operates, they have to studiously avoid the fact that they failed to warn the public what they knew and they failed to apprehend the perpetrators. And to work this cover up, they went into what's called the deception mode. Deception mode has people like Diamanda Galus standing over the World Trade Center where the anthrax was with her stiletto as a participant in the plan to bring down the Twin Towers. She was in demonology and immunogenetics in the 70s, and she had a namesake back in the 70s at the governor's school with me to call me when John Lennon announced his death. But she says she represents the AIDS victims. So the deception mode allows her to promote Gail Burstyn through the violinist in Seattle Center. Yes, it does. The Postal Union will say, no, it don't. Yes, it does. The Postal Union knows that there's a 20-foot mural of Gail Burstyn playing violin in Seattle Center representing the mean-spirited lesbian coalition behind Midori Goto. That's why she's playing violin. She was on the cover of Robert Fripp's album God Save the Queen in 1979. Yes, she was. So the deception mode pertaining to 911 is unrelieved chaos mongering. They don't want to explain. They don't want an explanation. They say, oh, we want an explanation. They don't. They want to make it more complicated. They want to make it harder. They want to make it worse. It's easy to believe that John Lennon would have been on the side of the victims of AIDS. And that's why his inability to side with the victims of AIDS is loud and clear in the fact that his attorney, Amanda Harcourt, said in 1984, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. In other words, we don't care about the victims. We don't care how many there are. We're after the money. And that's what they're mongering, that this is about the money. It's a gladiator contest over copyright. It's worth money. Now, the Postal Office is very inventive in this matter because they were the ones who invented the upside down postage stamp. But although it was worth a lot of money, the man who did it forswore the proceeds from the operation. He vowed never to sell a penny. So they steal my name, use it on their bomb, and say I'm not entitled to be given restitution for my hard work and injuries. It's a perfect system for Barack Obama to use Josh Shapiro and forge my name on one of their bombs. And the way that they do it is through Leonard Houdini. It's an invisible hand writing, "No, you're not," says little Nicole. It's all in the idiosyncrasies of the song, "I Am the Walrus." This is deception mode. Diamond DeGaulis had the namesake of Di, who called me to announce Landon's death when I was living with Obama's director of Army operations in Afghanistan, Lou Leto, Temple University, at least the namesake of the director of Army operations, if not the same man. I don't know. I haven't been able to look into it, and I don't want to because he's too malicious towards me. So she calls me, Dallas calls me to announce that John Lennon was being killed, supposedly. She gave me Time Must Have a Stop at the Governor's School, a Cliff Robertson movie. Cliff Robertson went above the World Trade Center to watch. The script is about the murder of the Kennedys. So you have the people who did it saying that the victim who they chose as a representative of the Kennedy liberal school of thought isn't allowed to profit. Only the murderers who did it are allowed to profit through the deception mode. And the deception mode has this crank idea that Diamond DeGaulis represents the victims of AIDS, when in fact she's one of the perpetrators behind the attacks. Cliff Robertson also starred as Kennedy in PT 109. He pilfered Kennedy's identity through Hollywood. It was symbolic. And he went on to star in the premiere episode of The Outer Limits. Remember, I'll Take Control of Your Television Set, which was delayed for Kennedy's state funeral. The message is loud and clear. The deception mode is enforced by chaos. Chaos wants it confused. They don't want an explanation. You've been given the explanation just there and now. Be grateful that somebody came up and looked into it honestly with administrative clarity, because you don't have anybody who can match that. All you have is a bunch of celebrities saying, put them up, stick them up, and or tell it our way, or we're going to make you pay for it.